Alright, welcome back to Media Trip. This is Jason Triplett, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna warn you right off the bat. This might be a little bit controversial for some of you guys out there. Social justice warrior trolls are out in full steam right now, and they're attacking things for no reason, and one of those things is Marvel's Iron Fist. Now, I know that there are some genuine critiques with it, and I have a couple of, personal little qualms with it as well. However, it is nowhere near as bad as some of these hyper-liberal reviewers are making it out to be. Now, first and foremost, let me get this off my chest. This whitewashing BS, it's a farce, man. Come on. Did these people not even bother to research who Danny Rand was before they just jumped off the chain and started calling people racist and saying, oh, you should have made Iron Fist an Asian guy? Well, that would kind of kill all the personal internal conflicts with Danny Rand now, wouldn't it? God, I tell you, some of these people don't even deserve a computer to type on, okay? Let's just take away their computers, put them in timeout until they can learn to at least do a little bit of research before you open your mouth. Okay, so now that I got that off of my chest, I'm going to talk about the show itself. So, the biggest controversy, we put that aside, who cares? Danny Rand is white, he was white in the comics, he's been white all the time, but I don't quite remember him being as much of a extremely troubled emo wussy type guy in the comics. I mean, maybe it's been a long time, but maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. It just seemed like to me that every time, he's upset, it just seemed like he was about to, sit on the ground and pound his fist and cry like a little baby. Maybe it's the look on his face or anything like that. Now, I'm not going to take away from the performance. I think he did really damn well, especially with the fighting. Okay, so it wasn't like Into the Badlands style of badass martial arts choreography, but it suited its needs, okay? The fighting was actually not bad. The one bad part about it was there just wasn't enough, it seemed. But the climax was satisfying to me. I did like the fights that went on. The editing could have probably used a little bit of work, and as anybody who's a fan of martial arts cinema knows, the edit is everything. That makes the fight, It's part of the choreography itself. Now, it wasn't bad, there were a couple of missteps, I think, in the editing, but just very slight. And it could have been used to maybe mask an inefficiency with a certain move, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna guess. It turned out fine for what it was. I kind of would have liked to have seen at least a glimmer of a costume. Okay, putting the hood on, okay, that's very Luke Cage of you, man. But Luke Cage, for a while in the comics just wore street clothes, okay? And it's okay for him. Jessica Jones, she hated her costume, Of course she's not going to put that back on. And, with Daredevil, of course, we did see something. But I think it was really more important for him than anything to mask his identity, where, Danny Rand didn't really have to. He was telling anybody that would listen, yo, I'm the Iron Fist, man. And, he didn't really care about any consequences that might cause to anybody he loved. And those of you that have watched the whole show see that everybody kind of got hurt in their own way, but the resolution was still nice. I did like the kind of twisty, turny aspect of, bad guys that might be partly good and good guys that might be partly bad, and you really don't know what to expect when it all comes down. And with Madame Gao and Bakudo, I think all of this was really played out pretty well. I just kind of have this feeling, and it's been nagging at me, that the entire first season here of Iron Fist could have kind of been condensed into half of that, and maybe, left half or even a third open to a little bit more, because now we're supposed to expect the Defenders next, and we're left at a point with Iron Fist where there's unsolved issues that need to be handled, and I don't know if Defenders is just going to be this kind of completely scatterbrained show where you don't even see the Defenders unite until the final episode or something stupid like that. They all finally discover themselves at the end, and so really you're watching a season with maybe a Iron Fist centric episode and a Luke Cage centric episode, and that's fine. I kind of expect that. We've done all their origins, and now we kind of need to do the origin of the Defenders. I don't know. I mean, I can see where some of the critics were coming from. It does take a long time to get going, but it was worth it for me, okay? The payoff was there. So far, I haven't really been disappointed in any of Marvel's shows, including Legion, which, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this about a Fox, title, but Legion is so good. But, that's a whole other story. We'll talk about that another day. With Iron Fist, it just did seem like it carried a little bit more of a bubblegum pop type of a lighthearted feel compared to Daredevil. It seems like each of the shows has been getting a little bit more light as it goes on, and to a degree, because of course you still have the hyper violence and sex scenes and stupid stuff like that of course the show would probably be fine without if they did it the right way, but I think they've done a good job of matching it all up, and now it's just all up to the ensemble cast, and we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to see the Defenders either as a group or individually in the Infinity War, so we're going to have to just kind of wait and see how this evolves. Maybe they're going to join the rest of the universe after what happens with Thanos. I would like to see, like Secret Wars, and just have everybody that is even in the universe currently involved. And who knows, maybe they can make another deal with Fox, like they did for Legion, allowing Fox to run that show. Which I believe was in exchange for Marvel being able to use Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, even though they were technically, in a way, attached to Magneto. And again, that's a whole other story. We're going to talk about Fox one of these days, and you're going to have to listen to my gripes, which are probably a lot of your gripes. But in terms of what Netflix is doing, I think they gave us a pretty good show, and towards the end of the show, badass soundtrack. I mean, the whole soundtrack was pretty badass. I mean, really, if you haven't watched it, and unfortunately I might have spoiled a couple of small things here, but I've been trying to avoid major spoilers in this, it's worth watching. You're going to want to watch it, especially if you're going to look at Defenders, or if on the off chance that they're throwing a red herring at us and we will see the Defenders in Infinity War. It'd be kind of nice to know what's going on in the rest of the universe. So really, that's my thoughts. I think people are being a little bit too hard on it. It does have its problems. I think all of the shows do. Obviously, Daredevil was the best of them. But people that had faults with Luke Cage and with Jessica Jones, I think that they had valid complaints, but for me, I enjoyed them, and I enjoyed Iron Fist. I really did. I wanted to finish the entire series all the way through. I didn't once feel like I was wasting my time. I did feel like I kind of wanted to jump forward a little bit more, but maybe that's a good thing, because I like the characters and I like the way everything's portrayed enough to want to see where it goes. So that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. I know some of you guys are probably not in agreement with me here, so let me know down in the comments. Unload on me or defend it. Be the defenders. Yeah, okay, bad pun. But anyways, click like, share this with your friends. Let's get some comments talking about this, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button, because I've got some more great news and content on the way very soon, right here at Media Trip.